Blast off. Welcome, friends, syncretists and lovers of truth. Today's presentation is an introductory presentation. It will introduce a series of lectures which I will do based on a model and a method of teaching. And it is the correct model and the correct method. Now, that might sound a little bit over the top for some people because there are so many opinions, there are so many beliefs and ideas floating around that many people are convinced that there is no truth and that there is no way of knowing the true model for anything, because education has it that way that people, rather than come to a complete, comprehensive, all-exhaustive understanding of their field of knowledge, they become compartmentalised and separated and divided. And so it seems as though knowledge is something that will always be elusive, correct knowledge, but this is not so. And this simple method and model will forever change your life. It will forever give you the ability to know all things, because it's hiding right under our noses. It's very, very simple. What I'm going to be dealing with is very, very simple. There's nothing complex or complicated about this subject. This is actually like a kindergarten class for me to be doing. And it will be for you as well. There's no highfalutin, over-the-top words which will make me appear to be more intelligent than I am. I'm not drawing any attention to myself. This is not my knowledge. This is ancient wisdom which I have learned. And of course the ancient wisdom was untampered with at one stage, and it was complete and exhaustive, and the whole world knew it. It was called syncretism. Hence the first word here is syncretism. That's the all-encompassing main word that you need to keep in mind. We are learning syncretism here, which means all things are interconnected and interrelated, and nothing is not. So everything is related to one. Everything is related to everything else. What have I done wrong? Okay. Is that better? No. All right. Whilst we fix this echo. Okay. So syncretism. We know that syncing, when you sync something, you join it together. So this is a syncretic system. Syncretism is not a word I invented or any human. It has been around since forever. In the Hellenic period, in the days of the Alexandrian Library, in the days of the Neoplatonists, the Hermetists in Egypt, the Toltecs here in where I am now in the Mayan Yucatan Peninsula, there was syncretism. Syncretism was all over the world in the Tartarian Empire, and when the New World Order began in 1538, when the Jesuits started the New World Order based on a moving earth, a globe, and hence we have a global agenda. They have subverted syncretism along with it. I will expose that, and I will show you how this model proves that the moving Earth global lie is the New World Order, is a psyop, and is demonic and satanic. And I'll prove that with all the scriptures that ever have existed, and all of the ancient cultures up until Copernicus, who dedicated his book Revolutions to Alessandro Farnese, the founder of the Jesuits. The Jesuits are behind the New World Order of the globe. They are the globalists. They are man's enemies, and this will absolutely destroy and dismantle their false lie and system. But we'll get to that in the next few series. This is only the introduction to the S.A.A.M. B.E.S.T method. And the reason I'm sharing this on my channel, Mr. Astrotheology, is so that it can reach a vaster audience than it would if I filmed it to the Syncretism Academy and to the subscribers there, being a smaller audience, obviously more exclusive. So what I'm going to do is the introduction this week, and in the following 3 weeks I will do volume 1, 2 and 3 on this channel. And then volumes 4 and onward will be at the Academy. So for those who feel that that's going to deprive them of furthering their knowledge on this, don't feel that way, because the price structure is going to change for subscriptions, and we will be giving free subscriptions to people who cannot afford to pay for it as well. So it will be available. Okay, so why is this such an important subject? Well, here in this system we have a model and a method. When you have bad models, you have bad methods. One example, fossil fuel. It's a really bad model. It's been around for 150 years. We never did need it, and we still don't need it. We have free energy. So the methods are all these automobiles running on combustion engines, polluting the earth, with inbuilt what do they call it? Planned obsolescence. No, not planned obsolescence, but it's where they make things, parts, that don't run forever as they used to. They used to make light globes that would never burn out. Now they tell you when you buy light globes that it has, so many running hours, and then it'll just blow up, right? So So we see we have a bad model and we have a lot of bad methods. Another bad model would be allopathy. So allopathy is drugs, chemicals, and a whole bunch of other very, very brutal forms of medical treatments, which is a model. Allopathy is a model which replaced naturopathy and homeopathy. So, healing people naturally, not treating people unnaturally. Treating and healing are two different modalities. So that's another example of bad model and bad methods. So someone who has cancer rocks up to a doctor, and what does the doctor do? Oh, well, we have to butcher you, or give you these chemicals. Bad methods. Bad model, bad methods. What this is going to do is this is going to replace all the bad models, friends. Every single bad model that you've been taught. And rest assured, you have been taught many, many, many bad models. So be prepared to be humble and to unlearn what you have learnt. Be prepared to evacuate false ideas and false teachings and your favourite models or pet ideas or preferred opinions, and to learn afresh, because you will have to. Because this is the one and only true model. There is only one model. And this is what they've been hiding from us. And I will prove that. I will prove that comprehensively. This is the only, single only model that exists. And basically when you go to school, what they do is they teach you it, but they teach you it in the wrong way. Okay? So they teach you, for instance, we can get around in cars, and there's a lot of car manufacturers, but they haven't been allowed to for 150 years divert from the fossil fuel model. How many guys have been murdered because they've come up with hydrogen converters where you can run your car on a glass of water all day long? How many inventors? I know countless. I've seen many documentaries and researched this subject of how many inventors have been murdered because they've gone up against the fossil fuel industry and the people who control the banks. The petrodollar. Don't you dare go against that model. This model and method, friends, will transform your life. It will bring you peace. It will bring you happiness. It will bring you truth. The truth that will liberate you. As Jesus said in the gospel, you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. Please remember that there are two key words in there apart from the word freedom. Knowledge and truth. Knowledge is the doorway and truth is the ultimate principle. In the New Age movement, you have these false gurus who say there is no truth. Truth is an opinion. You cannot know absolute truth. Please never give any attention to these buffoons. These people are self-deceived deceivers. There is only truth. Truth is the beginning of every thing. So let's first talk about the model. That will release us from the slavery and bondage of false religion, false indoctrination, hatred, prejudice, and which will really truly free us as sovereigns, restore our health so that we can live thousands of years. This will teach you how to live thousands of years, forever. In fact, it will teach you how to ascend. It will teach you everything. Because it is the simplest of truths. And all truths come from this model. So, there's two A's here, and I'm going to fill those in, and I'm going to put both of those words these words are equally important, but I'm going to put one before the other, which doesn't mean it's more important, but I'm just going to put atom first. Atom. Originally, I just put the word atomic there, but atomic, I want to keep it simple, but it has to be etymological. Okay, so the true model is etymological. Everything is based on atoms. That's the secret. This is the most important word in the universe. Syncretism is the teaching, and syncretism has always existed. Remember, as I said, this is nothing new. I'm not teaching you anything new. And it's not mine, and I'm not boasting that it is mine. It's just that I know it, so I'm teaching it. It's everyone's. It's yours. You already know this, as you will see. I'm just going to refresh your memory. It'll come back to you. This was wiped. This system was wiped from your memory when you incarnated. But this is how to bring it back. And all I can say is I feel blessed that I've been given this knowledge, even though I know that I definitely do not deserve it. I feel very, very undeserving of this knowledge, but I have it. So I feel a duty to share it, and I've been doing that on my YouTube channel for about 12 years now, under extreme duress and torture by the system. Imprisonments, death threats, murder attempts, daily torture, electronic torture, ears ringing, skin itching, severe sleep deprivation, and definitely I'm a targeted individual because of this knowledge. So it is under extreme duress that I bring this, and have been. As you can see in all of my videos, you can see that I'm never really crispy, fresh. It's been arduous, to say the least, to bring this knowledge out and learn it. But I have been blessed, and undeservedly so. But I can't help that. I'm not in charge. Excuse the background noise, folks. There's echo out. There's construction just down the road here. It's very, very annoying. So, but it is an honour, a very onerous honour to be able to share this. And I really do hope that I can do it in a satisfactory way so that everyone can benefit. It's very challenging to do it properly. I have endeavoured to perfect my style of teaching by humbly accepting criticism from people about how I can improve teaching syncretism, and implementing a lot of improvements, and I hope those will help to be able to impart these truths in a much easier and acceptable way, so that you can understand this beautiful, simple system that is the only truth that exists. This is the only true system, friends. It's not an exaggerated boast. You will see that as you learn it. Everything is atomic. That's the secret. That is the word to focus on. Atom. The Egyptians said all is atum. All is atum. Now, in India they said all is See the here? In fact, they have atma. The atman. But they said all is om. But the Egyptians added this T here. Now this T is a very important letter. What we're going to find out is that the word atom, and especially the word T, that cross, which has four bars, is probably the most important letter to meditate on when you meditate. Or at least one of them. Or it's interchangeable, the letter D. D and T. Because this also becomes Adam. Adam. Atom is Adam, is atum, is atom, and many, many more. Eden, Edom, because M and N are also interchangeable. You see there's an N here and an M there. So you see M and N are interchangeable, and T and D are interchangeable, okay? The law of interchangeables, please remember this. So I would say that the most powerful creative letters are T and D. And very, very important to meditate on these two letters. Now, the whole universe is made of atoms. But the secret is, what is an atom? And that is where we begin our journey. We're going to start with the atom. This is the most important part of the model, the atom. The next word is astrological. So we have a syncretic. Syncretic etymological astrological model. That is the correct model, the correct universal model. Everything is atoms, everything is atoms. There is nothing but atoms that exist. There are only atoms. But the model of the atom that we've been taught, with the nucleus and the proton and the electron, it's correct, but it's been taught incorrectly. Yes, there is a nucleus. Yes, there is a proton, and yes, there is a neutron. There are electrons. Those things do exist. So what we're going to do is we're going to salvage the model of the atom, and once we've done that, we have the key to everything. That's it. That's all I'm going to be doing, folks. All we're going to do is we're going to restore the truth about this word, that all is atom. Everything is atomological. This word is the most important word of all words, atom. There is no word that is more important. And that's why Tom is the most common name, or Adam, for a man, you know. Peeping Tom, Tomboy, Tommy the Soldier, every Tom, Dick and Harry, ground control to Major Tom. Who's Major Tom? What's David Bowie singing about when he sings ground control to Major Tom? Who's the Major? Tom. And why does the Book of Enoch call the son Thomas? And why does Jesus have a disciple called Thomas, who is a twin? Because you see, Thomas means twin. So already we see here that atom is all about numbers. Because Thomas means twin, but when you put an A privative in front of a Tom, now you have the number 1. So atom means 1 and Tom means 2. So there you've got 2, Tom, and now atom means 1. And just like your computer screen that you're looking at right now is made up of zeros and ones, so is the universe made of numbers. Atomic numbers, pulses. Everything is pulsing. Frequencies. Energy, frequency, and vibration. Whatever you're looking at, I don't care what it is, whether it's an egg, a rose, a mountain, a stream, your husband, your wife, your baby, your dinner. It's all made of numbers. But it's also made of letters, as the Hebrew and many other traditions teach, that God created the universe with letters, the Word of God. So we have numbers and letters. Everything is numbers and letters. Look around, brothers and sisters. Look around you. Everything is numbers and letters, and those are atoms. If you want the perfect analogy, so you don't get confused, just look at your TV screen, just look at your computer screen, just look at your telephone screen, and all you're looking at is zeros and ones. All the files in your computer are made of zeros and ones. 2 numbers. So you can imagine how all the mountains and the rivers and the stars and everything are simply made of numbers and letters. Now, you can preach this to some people and they will never get it. They'll just never get it. It will always be a mystery to them how the physical universe can possibly exist. And yet it's not. It's made of numbers and letters. And atom holds the secret because Tom means two. Thomas Didymus, the twin. And when you put an A in front of, in Greek they call this the A privative or privative. And it deprives the word that follows of its true meaning. For instance, you have a theist who believes in theos, God, and if you put an A in front of that word, you have an atheist, someone who doesn't believe in God. A Gnostic or an agnostic. So the A changes the meaning, and that's why here is the beginning of all numbers. But it's also the beginning of all words, because atom becomes etum. Etymology. That's the word atom there, guys. Make no mistake about it. Etymology is atomology. That's why I call that atomology. So the word atom, apart from meaning every single thing that exists, which I will prove beyond all doubt, we're going to begin with numbers and letters. We're going to introduce this subject by teaching that atom means all numbers and all letters. And I'm going to show you how the atom actually electromagnetically produces numbers and letters. I wonder if we put that blind down, would that help the noise? Because this noise is just, I can't concentrate with this construction noise. We have a construction site right over the studio, guys, and it's just, something's got to help. All right. That is better, yes. Now, in Greek, etymos means truth. So there you go. Already we see atom is rooted in the word truth. As I said, there is only truth. And the beginning of truth is in the word atom. So you are going to experience sheer bliss when you learn that all words and all things come from atom. And all things is in the word atom. Nothing can exist without this word. There is only one sound which is more or equal to atom, and that is the kr or gr sound, as in Christ, Krishna. Kr, kr. Kr is a very electromagnetic sound, but the most powerful and formative is the atum, atum. In fact, that's how electricity and thunder and lightning and all electronic phenomena sounds. If you know a lot about electricity and have had experience with electricity, you will know that T and D turn up a lot when it comes to transformers and transducers and capacitors and electrical components. And you'll hear the as well in resistance. Because in fact what you've got here is amps, volts, and ohms. This is the Trinity. That's exactly what atom is in the electromagnetic field. But we're not going there yet. We're still not going to touch on electromagnetism. Everything is electromagnetic. This is electromagnetism. Okay? We live in an electromagnetic game, a simulation. But magnetic is first. Magnetism is the mother, the cause of electricity. Electricity is an effect. In fact, this is gamma rays. Magnetism backwards is gamma. It's gamma rays, the highest frequency rays. But it's a game. It's a video game, and it's electromagnetic. Okay? Based on atoms, truth. Etymos means the truth in words. And this is the other secret. That numbers and letters, which are quantities and qualities, are words. So everything we are going to learn, we're going to learn to break through the labyrinth of deceit through words and understanding words and all the letters. You're going to understand what a T really does. This is a God. This is an electrical God. This is an electrical God. This is an electrical God. They're all electrical. It's an electrical universe. When I say that though, I must qualify, and you must remember that electricity comes from magnetism and cannot exist apart from magnetism. It is a hybrid, and it is produced by magnetic pulses. Magnetism is a pulse. It's a standing wave. It suffers no vibration. Electricity vibrates. Electricity is a transverse wave, red shift, blue shift. Magnetism is black and white light, dielectricity and electricity. Magnetism. So essentially what we have here are three things. Dielectricity, black light. Magnetism, white light. And electricity, red and blue, red shift, blue shift. And red and blue are the colours of everything that is material. Black and white are the colours and absence of colour, which is transcendental and non-physical. Okay, this is why we have two yin and yangs. We have there is the black and white, yin and yang. and that is dielectricity. The ether, that's the field. Its partner, these are the co-eternal principles of the universe, is magnetism. In the scriptures, this is Christ and this is Mary Magdalene. Krishna, Radharani. Stillness, motion. Rest and inertia and acceleration, force and motion. Magnetism is force and motion. Black light is inertia and acceleration. Inertia, motion. Rest and motion. Now, when these two move against each other, they produce what we have. That one we can throw out. You've all seen this on the South Korean flag. If you've got a browser right now, please go to punch in South Korean flag, or just go to your browser and put in yin and yang, and you'll see that there are two kinds of yin and yangs. There's a black and white one, and there's a red and blue one. And there's no, there are no other kinds. There's no other kind of yin and yangs. Why does this one exist? Why do we have these two colours? Well, because this is the cause, this is the effect. This is the father and the mother, the monad, the source creator. This is the creator, Jehovah, Satan, whatever name. Any god that has a name is this one. This is the archons. This is the demiurge. This is the creator of the physical world. This is true polarization. That's why you've got the red pill and the blue pill. Red blood, blue blood. Roses are red, violets are blue. Republicans are red, Democrats are blue. Red shift, blue shift. Red for little girls, blue for boys. Red for your hot water faucet, blue for your cold water faucet. Red police siren, blue police siren. Red ambulance siren, blue ambulance siren. You see, this is the world of the transverse wave, electricity. That's a transverse wave, and this is a longitudinal wave. It's actually a pulse. It's a pulse. The Aboriginal art is very, very telling. They always do this. Even in India, you always see this everywhere around the world, because they're telling you that magnetism is pulsating digitally, and then it creates an analog hybrid energy, a transverse wave, which is redshift, blue shift, which gives you wave amplitude and wave length. Time and space. space is in the wave amplitude, and time is in the wavelength, the frequency of the energy being expressed. And this is the secret of the atom. This is it. This is the foundation of the model, the true model. But we're going to learn exactly what an atom is. An atom is actually a torus field. You have a hyperbola in the middle, a plane of inertia, and that's the symbol of Pisces in astrology. And then you have the torus field going around like this. And the hourglass in the middle, and that's a torus field. A donut. And that's what an atom is. This is the neutron. The proton is redshift, right turning, and it stops at the plane of inertia. This is the plane of inertia. It's a proton, and at this point here, it becomes an electron. And it goes, spins the other way, goes into that point here, which is counter space. And from counter space comes all things. This is the emptiness and the fullness of all things. And these are the golden apples. This is the apple that Eve ate. This is the sin of Eve, the sine wave. You see, this is a sine wave. Well, that happens to be the sine wave of the sin of Ave Maria, Eve. That's Eve. And that's the apple that they ate. And atom means apple. Well, atom means everything. So, everything. It means everything. Okay? But I'm just going to go through slowly what it means so that we can build our knowledge. So here we have the correct model. Now, what is the method, the correct method of teaching this? Well, I'm already sort of implying all that. Let's fill in the gaps there. And here I'm going to put my surname and the name of a very famous mathematician, Fibonacci. Leonardo Bonacci, 800 years ago, transformed the mathematical world. Fib means son of, because his father was also famous. But Leonardo Bonacci, he's the one that gave us fractions, 1.8, the decimal point. He gave us the Arabic numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whereas we used to have the Roman numerals 1, 2, 3. How did you do a 4? I think you did a 4 like this, didn't you? 4, 5. These were cumbersome, Roman numerals, and then along comes a Bonacci and gives us that. And he also gave us the golden ratio, 1.618. So, fractions, decimal points, the Arabic numbers and the golden ratio all go back to Bonacci. Now, I'm not putting this here for any personal claim to any special knowledge. It's just that this is how I teach the correct model and the correct method. Many others are doing it as well as I am, many others in history, but they're not doing it with all these ingredients that I am. Therefore, I think it's quite appropriate that I put my name here. Besides, I wanted to create the word best because it is the best method. So I struggled to find another word which would replace Bonacci, so I could come up with best, the best method. So it's gonna stay. It's already set. Here we're going to put the word ecliptic. Here we're going to put sine wave. And here we're going to put torus field. I before E, except after C. That doesn't look right, does it? Yep, it's right. All right. Okay, so ecliptic. What's the ecliptic? Well, the ecliptic is a sine wave. It's the same thing, but it's basically the path of the sun. And remember, the sun is called Thomas in the book of Enoch. So we're going to follow Major Tom. Thank you, David Bowie. Ground control to Major Tom. And what you all will know if you are intelligent and you have studied geography is when you look at a map, let's do a transverse map. So we've got a universal transverse Mercator projector map, UTMP map. That's one I always use, where that, they put the world, they spread the, they put America over here, and they put Africa over here or whatever. Anyway, there's always the equator going through the middle. And then here is the Tropic of what? Always. Cancer. And here, 23.5 degrees below the equator, is the Tropic of Capricorn. These are the tropical points. That's a tropical point, this is a tropical point, this is a tropical point, and then on the way back, you have your fourth tropical point. So you go from March the 21st, you go up to the equinox on March 21st, you go up, the sun goes up to the Tropic of Cancer, June the 21st, and it goes down and wanes, down through Libra. We're coming to there next week. Today is the 14th of September. On the 23rd of September, we have the equinox next week. And it's going to be big. Being Shemitah year, it's going to be a big Tishri, big Yom Kippur, big Rosh Hashanah, big Temple of Booths, Festival of Booths, Tabernacles, Tents. So be very, next week's, the next, we're right here, right now, on the 14th. But 23rd of September is the autumnal equinox, and then the sun goes down to Capricorn. 21st of December is the solstice, and then it goes back up to Aries. And this sine wave, this is called the ecliptic. And astrology is based on the ecliptic. So we have the astrological and etymological model That's the model we're using. It has to be these two things. That's it. But in order to teach it, the method of teaching it, it has to be the ecliptic, the sine wave, and the torus field. You see, the torus field is this. It's in the ecliptic. Every year, if you study the analemma, punch in the word in your browser, analemma. Let me help you out with that. Now there could be two N's or two M's here. I'm not sure, but the analemma is like this. It looks like that, okay? And it's a torus field. This ecliptic is a sine wave, and the sine wave comes from the torus field. Everything comes from torus fields. The atom is a torus field. The field is God. Now you will notice that the letters that make up atom also are in model. You see that? E-dom. Can you see the word E-dom backwards? Adam, because remember T and D are interchangeable, Adam. So we have here, the atom is Adam. Edom. Method. A-tem. Or you can say Odem. There's a D there. There's a T or a D. So you can put a D there if you want. Odem. So both the word model and method both come from Adam. Adam as we already learned, atom means one. Eve, his partner, she means two. Even. Remember we said that the universe is made of numbers. Well, all masculine numbers are odd. Oddum. Adam. All feminine numbers are even. Eve. So already you see that we have one atom, but we have even. It's even. It's even here. You've got North Pole, South Pole, red shift, blue shift. And then you've got the two pillars. So that's even. See, this is how polarity is made. Polarity is made by an atom, by a torus field. And this is just energy breaking away from the inertial field. This field is just inertia. It's everything that is, it's invisible, it's all potential, it's all thought, it's all energy. It's unconditioned, it's unlimited, it's eternal, it's infinite. The electrical world is finite, temporal. It's not eternal. This computer is here one day, in 100 years it'll be dust, because it's made of transverse electrical waves. The moment a transverse wave begins its journey in the material world is the moment it begins to die. There's only one way to sustain electrical waves, and that is through resonance. This is why the ancients created resonance chambers all around the earth once upon a time on ley lines. Here, 3 hours away from here, where we are in Puerto Morelos here, is Chichen Itza. It's a resonance chamber. You go there and you clap, and you will hear your clap echo back. It sounds like a bird going quack, quack. And you can see that all pyramids, you bring a little tuning fork and you go to the king's chamber in the Great Pyramid in Egypt, and you will hear F sharp. Ding! They are resonance chambers. Cathedrals are resonance chambers. Cathodes, cathedral, cathodes. And why did they build these beautiful masterpieces of architecture? Because man knew that these bodies are made of transverse waves, and they decay. There's a decay factor in the transverse electrical world. And nothing in the electrical world can persist forever. Nothing can. There is nothing. God, the magnetic God, Atum, the dielectric magnetic field, cannot produce anything electrical which will last forever. It can be sustained forever through resonance. Yes, it can. That's a contradiction and a correction there that I'm making. But it has never happened. All worlds have been created and destroyed in the past. There has never been a time where a world has persisted forever. That's not how it works. The source God only keeps the transcendental world in a permanent state of unchangeability. The electrical world will always have time. This is the word time. Atom. Tommy is Timmy. Tommy and Timmy. It's time. Is it atom, time. Emit. Time is emitting. You see? So this is all about time. And Krishna says, time I am. So that's why a lot of people say God is time. Saturn, chronos, chronology, time, old man time. He knocks on your door when you're going to die, yeah? He's got a sickle, a scythe, and he's the Grim Reaper. And he knocks on your door the night before. This happens quite a lot. This happens quite a lot. That people get a knock on the door the night before they die by the Grim Reaper. Kronos pays them a friendly visit just to keep them tranquil and to let them know that the passageway that they are going through, the portal that they will go through, there will be helpers and there will be support. We're never alone. Remember, everything is interconnected. And you've got you have no reason to fear death. Death is a beautiful word. D, remember I said that very important letter. Well, what follows that word is, that's interesting, eat. And then that almost looks like earth. But really it's the word ether. The ether. See, so what's happening is when you die, you're going through the door back to the ether. You're going back home. Dether. Death means dether. And it will eat. Death eats all. Remember, they say, whatever is born in time will die in time. Time is probably our greatest enemy, if you want to look at it that way. Everything is a race against time. And it seems that time is slipping from our fingers every day, doesn't it? Seems like the days are getting shorter and shorter, getting faster and faster, because time is not constant. It changes according to the Schumann resonance. Resonance, remember that word, resonance. The Schumann resonance. And the sun. The sun is the controller of time, and so is Saturn. Chronos. Both those two are the masters of time. The sun is the ruler of the year, and year comes from the word yaram, which means jaram, the ram Aries, which is the beginning of the ecliptic. And in Proto-Germanic, yaram means year. I think they spell it like that, yaram, or yaram, but we, yada, I forget how they spell it, year, the Germans, but we've gone and done this, year. But wait a minute, why don't we pronounce that letter there? How come we say the word year as yeah? Sounds like a yeah. There's no yara. Where's the r? Well, it doesn't exist in English. They got rid of it. But it's the yes. The sun is the yes. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus is the sun. Saturn is Satan. But they are both the masters of time. Not only is the sun the master of the year, but it's also the master of the day. And what is the day? Well, what's a date? Deity. Deity. Day. Deity. Isn't that the same word? A deity. Day. Yada. The sun. The yes, the Jesus. All right. So, syncretic etymological astrological model is the one and only model that we're going to be dealing with. And that is where all our focus is going to go. Because astrology follows from that. Or the other way around. The atom follows the astro. Because when you look at the word astro and Taurus, or star. Let's have a look. T-A-U-R-U. No, wait a minute. What am I doing? I'm doing it astrologically. Let's do it the proper way. Taurus. Well, haven't we got the same letters here? S-T-A-R. So you can see a star is a Taurus field. So astro, these both follow each other. It's really the same thing, but I've separated them and differentiated them so that we can understand the world astrologically through the number 12. 12 is the number, the atom. Remember, atom is all numbers, but it basically stops at 12, which is 1 plus 2, which is 3, which is the Trinity. Dielectricity, electricity, magnetism. So this will be the most important number. This will be the most important word. And then there will be 2 more words. And they are the words that make up the atom. So let's go there now. And what we have is a little pointing counter space. Then we have redshift, plane of inertia, blue shift. Let's try and get a bit of space there. See this hourglass? It's pretty obvious, isn't it, really? Take a good look at this hourglass. What is it doing in the middle of an atom? It's time. Remember, atom means time. That is an hourglass, folks. See, redshift, it's radiation. Radharani. Blue shift is its equal and opposite, gravitation. Remember, gra and kra was the other word. We're going to get into that eventually. Not Einstein, not Newton's mechanical gravity. Forget about that, it's a theory. We're talking about gravitation. Walter Russell's gravitation. There is only radiation and gravitation. Fission, fusion, proton, electron, right turning R, right turning, centrifugal, divergent energy. When it reaches the equator, it becomes left turning, convergent, centripetal energy. Right turning, left turning. Radiation, gravitation. If you were to put a human body here, the head there and the legs down here, we all know that the bottom chakra is red. Your torso. You have a torso. Torso, and then Taurus. See, Taurus and torso are the same word. La pantalla, ¿sí? Okay. So we have a happy little human here. And his throat chakra is blue. Top of the torso, Taurus. And the bottom chakra down here happens to be red. So didn't we just say that atoms are just red shift, blue shift? That's all they are. Everything is red shift, blue shift. Even your body knows that. You're not going to see, you will see the charts where the bottom chakra of the torso is always red. Then you will have orange, then you will have yellow, then you will have green in the heart. This is the heart, the core of the apple. Core is corazón in Spanish, the core, the apple core, it's always green. Then you have blue, then you have indigo, and then you have violet right at the top. So you've got blue shift and a red shift torso. Taurus field. Because of course the body is an intelligent electrical design made by God, the designer, who does everything with one form, the atom. There are only atoms. That's all exists. That's all that exists. Atoms are stars. Everything is stars. You are stardust. That's why when you came here, they called you a youngster, a sister. Some sisters become spinsters. Some youngsters become misters, masters, monsters, mobsters, fraudster, gangster, jester, trickster, imposter, disaster, minister, pastor, rock star, superstar, movie star. But every one of us is a star. And we all have ancestors. Ancestors. Sters. Interesting. Who hasn't got an ancestor? Put your hand up, please. Well, then if you put your hand up, then you're not a star. You're nothing. Because you all have ancestors. Because you all come from the stars. And you will be masters one day. All right. So the other words, remember I said there are 3 words. Atom, let's make it with a U. Usually no, let's make it with an O. Atom, bowl, Bol and tor. Tor. All right. I should have done that. Should have done that differently. Bol and tor. Because bol is blue and rot in German is red. Remember, if we change this to a D, T and D being interchangeable, we get red. Because all vowels are interchangeable as well. So you've already got red and blue in here. But where does bol come from? We know where tor comes from. We've been speaking about that. We haven't said anything about bol. We know the torus field, so that's red, redshift. Bol is the hyperbola. Now this is a very important word, guys. Bola. Okay? This hourglass, this is a hyperbola. Is the torus field is the sphere. The plane of inertia is the planet of the Earth. We live inside of a sphere, and the Earth is this plane of inertia which is stationary, and the Sun and Mercury and all the stars, they go around this North Pole in the centre of the Earth. This is where the auroras happen, the blue and violet aurora borealises happen. Okay? And this is the Earth. And in the centre at the North Pole is the hyperbola. And bol is tree, árbol in Spanish. It's the tree of life in the centre of the Garden of Eden. But let's get rid of this word hyper. We're going to keep things very simple here. And let's get rid of this A for now. And we're just going to stick with bol. But we can also put bull here. Let's be tricky. Because now we have an extra remembering aid. Because a bull, as in an animal, the bull, in Spanish is a toro. A toro is a bull. Alright? So we have 3 words. These are the 3 words which generate all words. All words come from these 3 words. This is the mother, father, and this is the Cain and Abel, or Jacob and Esau. Remember, Esau was red, Jacob was blue. Adam means red. Eve means blue. You check your dictionaries, your etymology, and put the word Adam, and it will tell you that it means red. Okay? So, we also have all the colours here. Blue, red, it's all here. I can show you how this is every single colour. So we have blue, the hyperbola, blue shift, and we have the torus field, red shift. And this is why many words end in bull. Capable, reliable, stable, responsible, terrible, torable. We have the Bible and the Torah. You know, creator, actor, distributor, resistor. Why do most of our words end in bull and tor? Well, because most words are atomic. And you have the bull in the middle, hyperbola, and you have the tor on the outside, the body. And that's why you have many words ending in, even words that end in T-I-R or T-E-R, like Peter. It's still tor. It's still the torus field, because all words come from the torus field. All words come from atom. All things come from atom. All things. All is atom. All is atom. Nothing is not atom. Pluck a little hair from your eyelash and call it atom, because that's what it is. Walk past an ant on the footpath on the way home and call that ant atum, because that's what it is. Look at the mountain, Mount Shasta. Call it atum, because that's what it is. Because all is atum. And everything is born of these three words. So we're going to find out that there's essentially only about 6 or 7. I believe there's only 7 real letters in the alphabet, apart from the vowels. 7 real letters, and one of them, of course, is the T and D, which we're gonna keep as the same letter. M and N, which is the same letter. B becomes P. It also becomes V. B and V are interchangeable. B and P. You see, if we have the bull here, the bowl, the hyperbola, well then, if we just turn that into a P, we see what it is: polarization, polarity. You see? Pole. And that is the pole. So B and these 2 letters, R and L, which are interchangeable. These 2 are interchangeable. So you've got those 2 interchangeables, these 2 interchangeables, these 2 interchangeables, and B interchanging with P and V, and then the only other letters you have to worry about is the C and the G, which we're going to have to discuss way down the track. Because the first question, any intelligent person who's watching this right now has already got a question, if they're intelligent. They're already thinking, Santos, you just said that every word and everything comes from atum. Well, how can 4 letters produce all the sounds that exist? And there are 202. The Tartarians in their alphabet, they had 202 letters and sounds in their alphabet. In Hawaii, before Captain James Cook conquered Hawaii, they were the Sandwich Islands. Their language consisted of 12 letters. So, as far as we get taught in our education system, the language that has the least amount of letters is Polynesian, from Hawaii, and they have 12 letters. And the language with the most letters was the Tartarian, 202 letters. So already an intelligent listener will be saying, how can all the letters and all the numbers come from Atum? Well, first of all, you must remember that these two words are generated from Atum. Bowl is not just in English. If you go to the Tamil language, Tam, all is a Tam. Il, God, one of the original languages of the world. They call it Maha Bala. Bala. And that Baal is Baal. Remember, in the Bible, there's a god called Baal. And he's a bad, or Bel. Bel is another way of saying Bel. They used to worship Bel in the Israelites when they apostatized from God. But it's just this. It's all it is. Yeah. Obelisk. Ob-el-isk. Bel. It's a phallus. You see, this is the phallus, and the torus is the utorus. Phallus. Phal is nothing other than bal. The ball. A man has a phallus and balls, and a woman has a uterus and a clitoris. And a vulva. Is it vulva? Well, vul is here. You see? B and V are interchangeable. There's the vulva. You know? It's like the car Volvo. Volvo. They know what they're talking about. They're talking about this. This is the Volvo. I'm getting echo. So what we're going to do is we're going to be learning the universe through words. Can you see the word door there? In the word word? Door is another way. Remember, we said a lot of words end in tor, like actor, distributor, transistor. All, even words that end in T-U-R, T-A-R, Tartaria. It's all the torus field. That's all it is. And you see, it's also door. Because this torus field is the Word of God. This is the Word of God. It is a door. It's a door, it's a portal. From here, from the nothing comes everything. This is a magnetic pulse, and it makes a red shift, and then instantly the opposite blue shift. As the white light goes through a prism, and on the other side comes out what's called the electromagnetic spectrum, which is redshift, blue shift. That's what the rainbow is. red shift, blue shift. All your chakras are the same colours as the rainbow. Blue shift is on top, red shift is at the bottom. So coming from your perineum at the bottom of your torso is right turning, radiating, centrifugal, divergent energy. And it goes around your body in your auric field, and it comes back through your fontanelle right here. And it's left turning now, and it's convergent and centripetal. And it's centered in the heart, in the green heart chakra. What about the word sword? Well, where is the word sword? Well, there it is. That's Excalibur there. That's the sword. It's the same as the word of God. The Lord. This is the Lord. You see? Door. D-O-R. The rod. That's the rod of Aaron. See, Aaron is Aaron, the sun. As Moses is Mars. Moses. And this is the rod of Aaron. The door, the Lord. This is the Lord, Baal. The beautiful one. He is Bello. But he is also bellicose, which is warlike. You see, because this is ballistic. Bala, Mahabala, Maha means big. See, in Greek it's hyperbola. Well, hyper means big, just as Maha means big. Hyper means to exaggerate. All right? So when you speak hyperbolically, when I speak in hyperbole, I say, I told you 1,000 times, Jamie, don't leave your coffee cup there. And then you turn around and you said, no, you've only told me that about twice, yesterday and today. You just exaggerated. Well, that's hyperbole. This is an exaggeration. This is an explosion. It's ballistic. You know how to say bullet in Spanish? Bala. You get a bullet in the head. You get one of these. A bala. A mahabala. Punch in the name Mahabala in Google Earth. In India. I did this the other day. In fact, let me share my screen. And you know, when I did this, when I put the word Mahabala in Google Earth, I knew that it would be known as the centre of India. I knew that town, if there was a town called Mahabala, it would be in the middle of India. And look what I discovered. Have a look at this. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You just can't make it up. This will blow your mind. Can I share my screen? Yes, I can. Okay. Let's go to my presentation. All right, you can do this yourself, guys. You don't have to. You don't have to. Oops. You don't just have to accept it from here. Mahabali. What does it mean? Great power, strong, mighty in the Tamil language. There you go. Didn't I just say that? Of great power. Oh, look at this. Vishnu stomps on Bali's head. You see? Because it's always, the atoms are always destroying each other or merging with each other. It's called ionic bonding. This is all electromagnetic atomic science, guys. Now let's have a look at what I did. I put in Mahabala. This is in, look at this, Mahabala, little town in India. Right? There's the general store. See where it is. There it is. There's Mahabala. Let's get closer out. There's Mahabala. And it just happens to be near a town called Nagpur. So let's go back. So here's Wardar and here's Nagpur. And Mahabala is about here. Right? Let's go back to that. So there's Nagpur is here, there's Mahabala, and there's Wardar. Now, they say that Nagpur is the centre of India. Here we go, let's have a look. There it is, Nagpur. Mahabala is only 10 minutes, a 10-minute walk from Nagpur, guys, Mahabala. Now, let's have a look at what I found. Look at these articles. The geographical centre of India. Which is the centre of India? It is a small plot of agricultural land, and the government of India acquired it soon after independence. Mind you, there was no development work in progress here. No dam was being constructed, nor was any road being formed. The government acquired this plot of land and gave the farmer exactly the same size of the land it had acquired at a different place. The reason? This was exactly the centre point of New India, minus Pakistan. Before independence, now get this, the centre point of undivided India was Nagpur. But after 1947, when India became divided into Pakistan and India, it says here, the centre of India then shifted from Nagpur to a small village in Madhya Pradesh. But let's not just stick with that article, let's have a look at another article. Which place is the centre of India? Here we go. 0 mile Nagpur. Nagpur lies precisely at the centre of the country with the 0 mile marker indicating the geographical centre of India. Nagpur. Let's have a look at another article. Nagpur is often called the centre point of India due to the presence of 0 mile stone. It is a monument built by British during Great Trigonometrical Survey of India, 1907 in Nagpur. There's the websites you can go to, check out this for yourself, guys. There's a pillar telling you, what's this pillar? Well, that's the rod, isn't it? The ball, the árbol, tree in Spanish. So isn't that just interesting? I'm just showing you this. That's a big diversion. I didn't expect to do that. I was going to leave that for volume 1, 2, 3, 4 because this is going to get way deeper and simple. It'll always be simple and simplex, but it's going to go deep until we have exhausted every word and everything, and you will know that all is atom. And when you learn that all is atom, and there is only one model, and it produces many correct methods, secret and the keys to the universe. As Walter Russell said, the secret of creation lies in the wave. And in my presentations I've always said that. It's the wave. Eve. She is the mother, the material mother of creation. Now, unless anyone wants to jump in and ask any specific questions, but it must be specific to today's presentation. I do not want to divert one bit. Unless you want to put your hand up and ask a question, I'm going to continue for the next 15 minutes and complete the introduction without any question and answers. Maybe we can do question and answers next week. So, even if you think your question is important, it may be, I don't mind if you jump in, but even if you think it's really urgent, you can keep it till next week, because we've still got a little bit here more to go that I want to exhaust before I leave the subject of all is A.A.M. Now, I think I want to conclude with what I began with, that A.A.M. is all about numbers, just as your computer screen is all about numbers. Now you might think, I don't understand that. Well, that's too bad, because your computer screen, whatever you're seeing on your computer screen, whatever image is on that screen, it is made by two numbers, 0 and 1. Okay? And the force behind it is electrical. Because electricity vibrates. Magnetism pulsates. Remember, the white and black yin and yang, that is the ether. There are two worlds, people. There's the ether world and the plasma world. Our bodies are in plasma, electrical. Plasma is electricity. There's ether and plasma. Pla comes from pal, which is the hyperbala, because the plasma pulse, again, polarity, bull, pull, it's pulling, yeah? Remember, gravitation is pulling, radiation is pushing. Pushing, pulling, pulse. So there are only two worlds. There's the black and white world of magnetism, the mother, and there's the red and blue plasma world of electricity, which is illusory. This is real, this is not real. This is eternal, this is temporal. This is infinite, this is finite. In Spanish, ether is éter. Well, if it isn't eternal, the ether is eternal. Do you really think that the internet is comes to your computer via those those cables? You know, when you put your Ethernet cable connected to your internet, do you really believe that if If you browse on the internet for a subject, within seconds, you've got billions and billions of pieces of information on your computer screen that you can click on. Do you think that that's all going through wires, travelling through wires? No, dear friends. It's all in counter space. Everything that comes through this is connected through Wi-Fi, right? Wi-Fi. It's all bullshit. It's the ether. That's why it has an Ethernet. In fact, the internet used to be called Ethernet. So they got clever, because Einstein, of course, got rid of, and all these, clever people who think they're smart, who say that the ether doesn't exist because the Jesuit Einstein discarded with that with his theories, his general and special relativity theories. He didn't. The ether is, it's there. That's what's making this. That's why whenever you click, when you do a search and you go return, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Let's undo that. It's instant because it's instantaneous action at a distance. The information is free, guys. If you knew how to crack the system in your computer, you would never have to pay for internet. You'd get it, and you would get the internet anywhere. You'd get it in the desert. You'd get all the information on your computer in the desert from the ether. And you still have stupid people who think they're smart that say the ether doesn't exist. The stupidest people on the earth. They are completely stupid. And they've got channels. Some of these people have got big YouTube channels and they call themselves professors. And they say, the ether doesn't exist. It's the only thing that exists. They actually deny the only thing that exists. This is how stupid people are. How stupid people have become. And this is going to save these people from stupidity. This is the only thing that will save them from utter stupidity. All right, atom. Every number in gematria has a numeric value. Every letter. A is 1. T is the 20th, which reduces down to 2. U is the 21st, which reduces down to 3. N is the 13th, which reduces down to 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10, equals 1. Adam. One, 4, 1, 4 equals 10, equals 1. Well, how did I get a 4 from M? Oh, well, I did it here, didn't I? Well, because it's the 13th letter. But let's. There's two systems. There's the system of leaving the numbers in their original form, or to reduce them. So if you reduce 13, it becomes a 4. Well, let's not reduce it and see what happens. 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 13 equals 19, equals 10, equals 1. So whether you reduce this M to 4 or leave it originally at 13, Adam will always mean 1. Atum will always mean 1. In Spanish, Adam. Adam. Well, let's just take this A out for a minute. And we have Dan, which is DNA, and which is and, which gives you andros, the man, or Andrew, the man, who has a hand. That's why they call him Handy Andy. But let's just stick with this, shall we? What have we got here? We've got 1, we've got 5, and we've got 4. Equals 10 equals 1. So DNA, Dan, Andrew, the man, equals 1. Man. 4, 1, 5. 10 equals 1. Whichever way you look at it, it will always be 1. Atun, even if you went atun with an N, take the, what have we got here? So that's 2, 3 and 5 equals 10 equals 1. Yeah. Eden. Five, 4, 5, and 5. 5, 10, 14, 19. 19 equals 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. Equals 1. Eden. Here, let's do Eden. 5, 4, 6, and 4 equals 19, equals 10, equals 1. Atom. We've already seen that. Atom. Atom means 1, because Tom means 2. Adam. Well, what's dem mean? Demi means half. Demigod. Alright, so well, if demi means half, well then Adam means 1. Adam means 1, because it's whole. Now it's whole, which whole is 1. Atom. Let's try that one. These are all different versions of the same word, atom, guys. Atom. Well, 10 is 1. Isn't it interesting that in Russia, the word for 1 is Odin? Sorry, with an I. Well, that's Odin. Isn't that Woden, or Wotan? Tan, Ottan. Isn't Woden the god of the Nordic people? I mean, and it's the number 1 in Russian. And in all the Slavic languages, it's Yardan. With a J, actually, with a J. Look at that. A-D-A-N. That's the number one in all the Slavic languages. Atum, Edom, Eden, Aten, Atom, Atum, Adam. It all comes to one. Ground control to Major Tom. Tom is one. Well, it's really two. But if you put an A in front of it, it's one. Now, Neo in the Matrix. Neo is O-N-E, one. And what's his true name? Well, it's Tom, of course, Anderson. DNA. Tom Anderson, Neo, in the Matrix, number one. How many codons do we have? Odon. We have 64 codons. Equals 10, equals 1. Odon means one. Remember, Odin in Russian and all the Slavic languages is one. Time also means one. What about dime? We have time. What's a dime? Well, it's 10 cents, isn't it? Equals 1. You got the point? We've got the point, haven't we? Well, that concludes the introduction, folks. You're going to want to not miss Volume 1 next week, Volume 2 the week after, and Volume 3. You don't want to miss them, because if you do, you will continue in your ignorance and slavery, enslavement. There's only one way to know the truth that will set you free. There's only one model, there's only one method. And I'm privileged and honoured to be able to share it with you, and humbled. And I just hope that all this will reach all the ears that need to hear it. I don't care if it doesn't reach the undeserved ones. You don't throw your pearls before swine. And there will be plenty of people laughing right now at me with their conventional herd mind, educated mentality, who are unable to push that aside and learn new things. Keep their minds open. Keep your heart open. They are unable to do this, to their detriment. It's my prayer that this reaches all the good, righteous people in the world, and that this model takes over the death-dealing model that has been implemented since the destruction of Tartaria by the New World Order Jesuits with their lie of the globe and the moving earth. Once they put us upside down, so supposedly I grew up upside down with the kangaroos in Australia. That was fun. I'm standing up right now. I'm in Mexico, of course. No, actually, I'm still on an angle. But in Australia, I was upside down under. You know, people believe this bullshit. You know, this is how stupid humanity's become. If you can't tell with your intelligence that the earth is dead still, if you can't tell that, I'd suggest a bullet in the head. I'd suggest kill yourself. You're useless. You're a useless eater. If you think this world is moving, because you've been told that by the Jesuit Copernicus, the Jesuit demonic liars, who are also behind all the other lies and pandemics and shortages. You know, when I was growing up in the 70s, petrol was, in 73, fossil fuels were running out. The ozone layers over Australia, it's everyone's going to die. We're running out of water. We're always running out of something. Guys, this is the answer to those lies, and this is going to stop you from being upside down spinning, thinking that you're flying out of space, out of control, without any designer or creator on this still horizontal stationary earth. And that is the biggest lie of all, which must be destroyed. And it is what's called the New World Order, because the old world order was everyone knew that the earth was stationary and they knew where they lived. So we'll leave it at that, and I look forward to sharing again with you next week for Volume 1, as today was just the introduction. So thank you, friends, and we'll be doing some question and answers, 15 minutes at the end of each of those volumes. Take care, till next week. Oh God, guys, that was so hard to do, man.